Hello, I'm Dr. Rick Chambers and welcome to this edition of Health, Happiness, and Harmony Partner Training Videos. The video today is called Counseling a Better Way. In 1996, when I went into private practice, I called the practice or named it A Better Way Counseling. This was never meant to be an advertising or marketing ploy, that it was really my individual statement of independence or my declaration of independence and trying to define my approach to counseling. But I also hoped that it would be a declaration of independence for the entire field. There was a fantasy or a dream of starting a movement within the field of psychology and counseling, psychotherapy, to redefine what we're doing with clients. And redefining it has to do with a different set of targets. A client gave me a magnet that's in my office that says, above each blade of grass is an angel that whispers, grow, grow. This is from the Talmud, and it best captures the idea. I try to imagine an angel involved with each individual. This approach brings in the mythopoetic that Joseph Campbell talks about. It brings in spirituality and the imaginal realm as taught by Rebecca Tarnas. Along with this new target, there are a couple of other things that change the target we're aiming at. People don't change, they grow. And this comes from a lot of people being pulled or drug into counseling with a look that says, you're not going to change me. And so this is a very significant shift. Growth is different from change, and we'll have several videos going into the difference. People don't need fixing, they need compassion and loving kindness. People don't need treatment, they need dialogue. If you think of the medical model, it's patience, which involves being very patient or passive, and this word treatment. And it comes from the word we get tractor from, which means to pull or drag. And so I think there does need to be a shift in the targets of psychotherapy so that it's not experienced as treatment. Another way to realign the purpose of counseling, Carl Jung suggested the purpose of therapy is not perfection, but wholeness. So the purpose of therapy is not necessarily to just be normal. Purpose of therapy is not just to fit in. The purpose of therapy is not completely contained in the medical model, which drives all of the labeling, diagnosis, and especially drives the money within the field of counseling. Counseling and psychotherapy can include, but should never be reduced to the medical-only model. If we're going to do counseling a better way, it would be important to see life as an individual journey toward health, happiness, and harmony. Another way to say that would be to see life as an individual journey toward full individual and human development of potential, within a context of part-whole relationships. Carl Jung called this journey individuation. Joseph Campbell called this journey the hero's journey or following your bliss. We call this journey soul work, a better way. This approach involves ecopsychology in this way. Like any animal, you're embedded in webs of relationship. It's a biological-based model. But these are relationships with your lover, your children and parents, your family, your tribes, and that's plural, your community, your culture, the earth, and spirit. It also involves an approach that could be described as holistic or holism, which means your psyche is composed of parts that are not really parts, they're part wholes. The body, mind, emotions, ego, and soul. Holism or holistic approach brings parts into relationship at the level of the individual psyche and then puts the psyche in a web of relationships of larger wholeness. We're going to use the journey metaphor. If life is a journey, then the purpose of counseling and therapy is mainly to help individuals orient or to know where they are in the natural world and the world of culture. The other job is to help people navigate toward individual goals or destinations, to move within the fields of nature and culture toward wholeness. If we're going to use the journey metaphor, maps, and in our case, cognitive maps, are really important. If the purpose is orienting and navigating the individual journey, then the quality and usefulness of these maps matter. The helpful therapist should bring maps based on knowledge of the individual and human psyche, and maps based on knowledge of the natural and cultural territory you are navigating. So thank you very much for joining us today, and we'll go into more detail on this Declaration of Independence for counselors and psychotherapists. Thank you very much.